right, Layer Creations here, back with a preview of what is coming out in just a couple days. For my Patreon members, this is the speeder bike from, I believe it's Star Wars Outlaws. So that game, that kind of open world game that came out, I think about a year or two ago. I've been playing it, I really enjoy the game. It's not quite everything I want in an open world game for Star Wars. Maybe I want something a little more, you know, Skyrim-y or something like that. But, you know, it's a fun game when I can get it to run properly. So anyway, I spent some time, and one of the things for coming out next month is going to be the speeder from the game. And I spent a lot of time in this. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of it. On how well it came out. So this is entirely resin printed. The body printed out in one piece with a lot of support. There's still some support inside towards the engine. I haven't taken out yet. The front section actually pegs in. There's an articulation point right here. And by the way, I'm using Ryzen Tough 72, I believe, for the filament, or not the filament, the resin, and it's done a really good job. The only thing I like it quite a bit, it's a little bit more flexible than I think I'd like for it to be, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I've been doing resin printing for quite a while. Man, it used to be the stuff would shatter on you in a second. I've not had anything break yet, knock on wood. But you know, I'm glad with it so far. So some details here. We got the engine, suspension, pegs for the feet to sit on. The front piece rotates. This is something I would absolutely only print in a resin printer. I don't think a filament printer is going to give you good results. I would have liked to this be done probably in a filament printer. I know that's more widely used, but there's just a lot of details here that I don't think would come across very well in a filament printer. But you know what? I've had people prove me wrong. So if you print this out in a filament printer, by all means, shoot me a picture of it, and I will be quiet. I'll be very happy to see that. But yeah, lots of stuff here. There's a little peg hole down here. I did make like a little stand for this. This guy right here. I need to do it in a different type of resin, one that's a little bit more sturdy. But you can see it keeps it up there. It does droop a little bit, but it works very well. And then the bag that hangs off the side, I put a lot of detail here, a lot of sculpting, leather. Took the straps, made them look a little windblown, like she's going across the surface. Just hand sculpted a lot of this detail. Kind of went a little overboard with leather, but I think it came through really nicely, so I'm really happy with that. I was legitimately just sitting there just screen capping the game in photo mode to try to get as much detail as possible, and I was happy with it. So this kind of hooks on here, just hangs right there. I know in the game there's like pieces you can swap out and stuff, so if you don't like that, you can, you know, take that off. But yeah. So in terms of characters that would fit maybe a K-Vest type of character, I think I only really have two that I think for me would fit. So the first one is going to be Dr. Aphra. So she's probably a little small. I was going with a more standard 6-inch figure, so maybe if you print this out, scale it down a little bit, since I kind of forgot K-Vest was a smaller, shorter character, but you can see like she fits on it. Looks a little big though, but again, maybe scale it down for her. And then I think right now my favorite female character in Star Wars games is Marin, because of course, like, why wouldn't it be Marin? She's amazing, and she's got the look too. Like, she looks like she looks like she literally would ride a bike. Should be a biker chick. So put her on there. I think she's a little bit bigger than Afra is. I wanna. No, anyway, you get the idea. So I put her up there, get her head. Yeah, she could do it. I think she fits a little bit better. But again, I probably would maybe shrink it down just to maybe about 10%. I think it'd be perfect. So you see her, whoops. Put her next to it. You know, she looks pretty good next to it. A little backpack, looks pretty good. I'm gonna break those off and put like little straps on her. So yeah, so that is the speeder bike from Outlaw. Not painted. I'd love to see someone paint it up and do some really good justice to it. Yeah, it's a fun model. It also just sits down on the ground like that. If it was me, probably for the stand, I probably would do a filament stand, to be honest with you. Just so this is going to be much more rigid with filament than the resin tends to be. But this thing was cured for a while, so I guess just the resin itself is a little bit lack. Okay, so that's not all. Take that out. I also have another speeder bike, the speeder bike